Leon Edwards. Oh, what an interesting time. There used to not be a day that Leon could turn around where I wouldn't criticize him. Well, if he would have turned this way, he would have sold more tickets. It wasn't a day that Leon could get a haircut and I wouldn't criticize him. Well, if he would have put the part in over here, more people would want to see him fight. And it was very accurate. I could go through a number of guys. Charles Oliveira took the long road. Charles Oliveira, for reasons that have cost him millions of dollars, and that's without exaggeration, thought it was a good idea to sometimes bleach his hair. And the problem with that, like, you can get away with it if you're Sean O'Malley and everybody knows who you are. If you're Charles Oliveira and nobody knows who you are, you can't now have two different looks. Like, as long as it was making you the one way that you look to be noticeable and to be over, which is the same thing with being a star. It's the same thing. And it's not how many championships you have. It is how many people would recognize you. That's it. And before you go, yeah, but people don't like him or people do like him. No. You're actually wrong on that metric. It's only how many people would recognize you. That is it. Right there. So when Oliveira's going and changing his look, I'm right to do that. I'm right to criticize. And he made it. He's a star. You guys love him. He won me over. In all fairness, he won me over too. He won me over in his last fight that even was in defeat. I saw it. I get it now. But how quick could have he gotten there had he not done this weird marketing? He would go out and he would do a fight and he'd go to the press conference wearing glasses. I don't make fun of a nerd in glasses. I want to do that. But you can't change your look. Right? You can't put on the big eyebrows and the glasses and the funny nose. You can't do that part of the time. Wrestle as a luchador part of the time and come out as yourself part of the time. You gotta stick to a look. And the reason I'm telling you that, like, I'm right to be critical of Leon. I am, but just like Charles, there's a time, right? Man, was a time when he stood at the crossroads. And I'm telling you, listen, he's going to get there. Leon is well on his way. The last press conference served Leon very well. I'm talking about for his last fight. I'm talking about Colby Covington. I'm talking about the one that everybody thought was red hot. It served Leon very well and continues to, because that clip continues to live on. I'm sure he never thanked Colby and doesn't even think of it that way, but it helped him. That fight was spectacular. Yes, it absolutely was. Leon looked great. And the rumor that Leon was looked to versus Islam to headline 300, and that's true, by the way. It wasn't just a rumor. It was information that leaked out. That served Leon very, very well. And all of a sudden, Leon's going to be fighting this weekend with his old nemesis. And it's turning into a must-see event, isn't it? You weren't there a year ago. No, you weren't. Don't act like you were. Because a year plus 3 months is where Leon fought in this very same country in a trilogy fight against Kamaru Usman. And it did not draw very well. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Now, all of a sudden, it's turning into this must-see event. And Leon, guys, let me give you a great example. I know I went to Charles Oliveira. Chuck Liddell would be the original back in the day. Chuck could beat everybody, and Chuck had a gimmick. The problem was, Chuck was in the same weight class as the sport's biggest star, Tito Ortiz. So what do? Where do you push him? Because if you push him to where he belongs, which is the championship, you're going against your biggest star. It was one of these things. So it was a very slow rise for Chuck. And seeing a grown man with a mohawk was weird until it was cool. I've only seen 2 costumes on Halloween of MMA fighters ever. Rampage and Chuck. And I've seen Rampage once, and I've seen Chuck a lot of times. Like, that became an extremely recognizable, that became a massive star. Oh my goodness. You wouldn't believe what the building would do when Chuck Liddell would walk into it. You wouldn't believe what the building would do when he'd pull his arms back and look like he was going to fall backwards as he was running around trying to not hit the referee. Like, they went insane. And fast forward, another guy going through this right now is Alex Pereira. Dressing up in a costume. That was weird. That was weird a year ago. Walking to the ring as a kickboxer that's going to get stomped out by anybody with a reasonable skill set. Alex Pereira fought 5 guys. Tell me who those first 5 were. Tell me one of them. I'm not trying to be a dick to those guys. I'm sharing with you he didn't get credit because it was obvious. You could just take this guy. Don't have to know anything about him. He's a kickboxer. He's stopping part way and he's pulling this bow back. That guy is so over right now, doing the same thing that he used to. He is so over right now that he's made up a word called chomo. Chamo. And, what are you telling me over there? Charmo? That doesn't matter what the word is. You guys know what the word is. Putting it on t-shirts. He's got expressions. Now Charma. Now other people are saying it. That's how over he is. It's not a real word. It's not like a vernacular from our business. Like jobber or jabroni. Just for example, it's not like that finally comes out. Made the word up, I think. And I'm sharing you that story because Leon made a comment, right? Leon made a comment and said there's no stars at welterweight. He was looking at Blahal. He was looking past Blahal. He didn't call anybody out. Not really interested in anybody right now. There's no big fights. There's no stars at welterweight. This is a quote. And he's not wrong. Like, there is not the match that you're dying to see. It would seem, matchup-wise, it would seem that Rachmanov with a perfect record, and it would also seem Ian Gary with a perfect record, it would seem that those could be built into something, but to act as though they're done right now, which I believe was Leon's point, I will drink to the idea that they're not. However, Leon goes in that same category. Leon's not a star. Leon's not must-see TV, and I'm just telling you, that's changing. That changed so drastically from December of last year, press conference with Colby, the fight with Colby, that it changed so drastically. A rumor that he was going to headline 300. Dana's going to take the biggest fight he can make. He's going to take the sport's two biggest stars, and he's going to put them in 300. So you're going to find out. You're going to find out, according to the boss, who can do bigger business than anyone else. And the mere fact that it was rumored made everybody go, oh, is Leon cool? Like, that's all it takes to think that the guy's cool. You just have to know that other guys think that he's cool. That's it. Served him very well. And if he got a win over Muhammad, he's going to have some press this week. He's going to have the fight, the weigh-in. He's going to have all the things that come with it. If he gets the same bounce on this one that he got on the last one, that division that he said doesn't have any stars, he'll be wrong at least save one. Him.